What's up, guys? It's time for another smoke break. I'm gonna start a maybe a little series here while I work on some list videos. The series is gonna be called Crazy Stories. It's probably what I'm gonna list it under, but it's all about gas stations. I used to work at a gas station, and I have some crazy stories about working at a gas station. So, first crazy story though. I was not working at this gas station. I was in college, and I think I was a sophomore. And this guy, I just met him, I think about like the day before this happened. He was a transfer student, or an international student from Nepal. Okay? And when I'm going to do his voice, I'm not being racist. I'm doing it out of love because this guy was like one of the coolest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. And he was funny as fuck. So I got to do the fucking voice to just give you guys the idea of this guy's personality, what he was like. And he was probably one of the coolest dudes I've fucking met. One of the more unique characters I've met because I'm just a main dude. I've never met somebody probably outside of fucking, only international people I know are from fucking Canada. And, I've met, a few Somalian immigrants. But this guy was from Nepal. His dad actually owned a college, like a community college, I guess is what we would call it here, like, a 2-year community college thing. And so he was a real smart guy. And so his dad decided to send him to America to go to college. And he also, I think he stayed with his uncle in New Jersey. I think his uncle lived in New Jersey or something. But anyway, so his name was Newish. All right, not oldish, but newish is what we used to say to piss him off. And he'd fucking give you that fucking stare. All right, this guy didn't play, but he was fucking funny. So, second day I meet this guy. I walk into his room, and he has got stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks of fucking Nepalian or Indian type cigarettes, okay? Cartons of them. I couldn't read the fucking labels. They were in a different language. And they were just fucking all over his room. And that's how I met him. I met him outside the dorm smoking the day before. And I walk in. He says, Brian, can you do me a favor? He says, oh, what's that? What do you need, Newish? He says, Brian. I gotta put my hood up. He always had his fucking hood up. Yeah. He says, Brian, here's the deal, man. I'm from Nepal. I never smoke American cigarette. I don't have car, and gas station too far to walk, Brian. Could you drive me to gas station to buy American cigarette? I need a perfect American cigarette. And you from America, so you know all about these American cigarettes. I need to know which one to buy. I said, okay, Newish, sure. So we hopped in my truck and went, the gas station was probably like, I don't know, a mile and a half maybe down the road. And so he gets out and we go, and I think it was in Irving. And he goes in. And he says, so Brian, this is my American friend Brian. I'm Newish. I'm from Nepal. I've never smoked American cigarette, man. Do you have any suggestions for American cigarette? And the guy, he's probably, I don't know, like 22 or something. He's a tall white dude, I remember. Tall, lanky white dude. And he just stares at me. He's like, I don't know, camels. He's like, oh, we have camels in Nepal, man. We have camels everywhere. I don't need no camel. Turkish silver, Turkish gold. We got all that shit, man. I need American cigarette. Yeah, American cigarette. And I said, well, what about Marlboros? You have Marlboros in Nepal? And he says, what are these Marlboros? These Marlboros. Is this the cowboy? Is this cowboy killer? I said, yeah, man, the cowboy killers. That's the cowboy. And he's like, oh, we don't sell those in Nepal, but I see an old commercial of of the Marlboro Cowboy. And he says, so let me see. I don't know. He called him his name. We'll say his name was Stan. Okay, Stan. You see, talking to you, Brian. I decide to try Marlboro Reds. Marlboro Reds. I take a pack of American cigarette Marlboro Reds. He says, okay. I just need to see your ID. And he says, okay, of course, sir. I show you my ID. It's no problem. So he takes out his fucking passport and he gives it to him. And he's like, Stan looks at it, he says, looks up at him, he says, I'm sorry, sir, I can't sell you these. You're only 17. You turn 18 in a month, and then I can sell you them. And Newish says, I guess he did have his head off at the time. So he says, what are you talking about, man? This is America, man. This is America. It is home of free, land of brave, man. And I buy cigarette. Because this is free country, man. I don't need to be no 18. This is free country. This is free. He says, well, I'm sorry, sir. I don't make the laws. This country is just a legislator. He's like, okay, man. Okay, so let me get this straight, you two. Because I was on board with him. I didn't know he was 17. I was like, dude, you're 17? He's like, yeah, okay. So I was on board. I didn't want to, bully the guy into selling him cigarettes. But he's like, okay, man. You, Brian, just let me get this straight, man. Okay? Okay. So, you fight not one war, not two war. You fight not three war. You fight not four war. You fight not five war for freedom of humanity. And you tell me, a man coming from Nepal with king. King with hat, king with crown. You know what king is? King. That's what we have no democracy in Nepal. King. King. And I can't buy cigarettes till I'm 18. And he says, yeah, man, that's the republic, the legislator, they make the rules about that. He says, man, when I start smoking? I said, no. He says, I started smoking when I was 9 years old, man. 9. And so, anyway, so he says, and so he goes on for a little while, and we decided to go down the street, and I just bought him a pack of cigarettes and fucking, I bought myself a pack of cigarettes, and then I smoked it with him on the outside, because I'm a rebel. And he had his fucking Marlboros, but man, was he pissed. I'll never fucking forget that shit. This land of free home of bread, man. You tell me I need to be 18 by cigarette? So we're talking in the car on the way back, in my truck, I mean. And he says to me, he says, man, next thing you tell me is in land of free home of brave, I have to be 18 to buy beer, man. Is that, it's just crazy. Smoke cigarette 18. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. And I said, no, it's not 18, Newish. It's 21. He says, get the fuck out of here, man. 21 to drink? And I said, yeah, man, 21 to drink. He said, so you tell me I can't go to buy and drink till I'm 21? And I said, yeah, man, not till you're 21. He says, man, you know when I start drinking? You know what age I had my first drink? I said, no. What age was that, Newish? He looked at me and he says, I was 8 years old, man. I was 8 years old when I got drunk. I got drunk and went on the back of my brother's moped, and then we go down the street. We cause all kinds of havoc. We throw fruit at people. We laugh. It's good time. We run from the cops back to home. We ran from the cops. Yeah, man, we run from the cops all the time. You don't want to mess with the cops. Cops in Nepal aren't like cops in America. Cops in Nepal just rob you, man. They don't send you to jail. They just rob you. So that was my first crazy gas station story. Me and Newish buying American cigarette in land of free home of bread. It's been Smoke Break. Down to the butt. Have a good night.